Hey everybody, I've got a little bit of time on my hands today. It's kind of cloudy and not much going on. So I thought to myself, it's a good time to sharpen my lawnmower blade. And I have seen posts where people ask, where can I take my blade to be sharpened? You don't have to take it anywhere. You can do this right at home. And you can do this for about $10. And that investment is probably going to get 2 or 3 years worth of sharpening out of it. So it's pretty easy to do. Now oftentimes when you sharpen a blade, it has to be removed from the lawnmower itself. And a lot of people don't want to do that. It causes some issues. So given the technology we have today, there's a simple way to do this, and I'm going to show you how right now. So this particular tool is a device that you can buy at Canadian Tire for about $10, and it's a sharpening stone with a little groove on the back end of it here. This part is going to mount into a power drill. You're going to tighten that in. Now we're ready to sharpen the blade. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you need to do to make sure that you're safe. Why is it important to sharpen your lawnmower blade? Well, I mulch. I haven't thrown away a bag of grass for probably 40 years. In order to do that, I need to have a sharp blade, so it chews up the grass to a consistency so I don't have it laying all over the lawn when I'm done cutting. And you can always tell if your blade's going to go, because if you cut your lawn and go and pluck a blade of grass later on, look at the tip. If the tip is a nice smooth cut across, your blade is sharp. If it's jagged and edgy, that means the lawnmower blade is ripping your grass up and not cutting it. And that is going to affect the way it looks, because you'll have a lot of brown tips at the end of the grass blades if you're just ripping it apart. So the best thing to do is to do this twice a year. It costs next to nothing. You can do this, and we're going to show you right now how to do that. Hang in there. Okay, before we do anything like this, we want to make sure that we have safety equipment. So get yourself a pair of gloves, get yourself a pair of safety glasses. When you start grinding, sparks might fly. You don't want to injure your eyes. Okay, so this is really important. The next step after that is we want to pull the spark plug cap off of the spark plug. That's usually mounted on the front in most models. You can take the cap, which is a silver piece here, or black sometimes, pull that forward, and you've got the cap here connected to the lawnmower. Your spark plug is here. Why do we do this? Because if you remove this, it stops the chance of the lawnmower accidentally starting and cutting off your hand. So, really important to remember. Now we get into a step where we need to block this up in order to be able to grind the blade. So let's have a look and see how that works. As you can see, I've got the lawnmower propped up. I'm using the handle against the frame of my door to hold it up. If you have a partner, they can hold it up for you, but you want to make sure that this is secure and it won't move when you start to grind. So let's have a look at the blade and see what part we need to sharpen. So we're looking at the lawnmower blade attached to the lawnmower. Like I said, a lot of times people want to take them off. Some people are afraid to do that, but in this case, we can use this tool without taking the blade off. And the part we want to sharpen on each end is basically only about 4 inches long, and that's this blade here. Now, I can tell by this that I haven't done this in a while, so I do need to sharpen. If we spin the blade around, we can see here that this edge as well needs to be sharpened. You don't need to do both sides. If it feels like it could be a knife edge, that's where you want to sharpen this. It's pretty easy to identify, so that you can do this. The other thing we want to do is we want to make sure that this blade does not turn on you while you're working with it. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can block it up inside here with a piece of wood so that the blade doesn't spin, or you can have somebody else hold the other end of the blade for you while you use the tool. Since I have neither available, I'm going to do it without it, and we'll see what happens. So we're going to take our tool, and again, here is the crevice that we're looking for on it, okay? It's ready to work. We want to find the edge of our blade, and we want to hold the edge of the blade in the crevice. And you want to start sharpening the edge. What's going to happen is it's going to turn from this dirty black and green color to a shiny silver edge, because that means we're sharpening it. So this is going to take a while. I'm only going to do a little bit of this and then fast forward ahead to show you the end result. So I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but now we're starting to develop a knife type edge on here. And you can see that there's a different color to the metal. It's shiny instead of dirty and dull as before. If I take my glove off and I run my finger on it, it feels like a knife edge. It feels like it's got a good sharp edge on it. So you want to do this. It may take you anywhere from a couple minutes to maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and run it over and over again until you get a nice smooth edge. You can tell right away once you've got that done. After that, you spin the blade around, and we're going to do the second side, which is also really easy to get at. So don't fret about having to sharpen your lawnmower blade. You don't need to take it off. You don't need to take it anywhere. You can do this yourself. Do remember to block the blade. Have somebody hold the unit up for you if you need to. Borrow a drill from a neighbor if you haven't got one. And once again, this is $10, and you can save yourself a lot of trouble and have some really good looking grass. Have a terrific day, and see you around the neighborhood. Take care.